guys, welcome back to our channel. Today is going to be a very long video. So today we're going to be sharing with you our favorite brown girl approved makeup. So this is a favorites, but it's a makeup favorites. This is for our chocolate girlies, our girls with beautiful dark skin tones. So this video is strictly for us. Even though technically anytime we mention any makeup faves, they're technically brown girl approved because we are brown girls, and any favorites that we recommend will work for brown skin, but we want to do a dedicated video for you guys. So we have categories. We're going to be talking about foundations, concealers, lip products, eyeshadow palettes, pretty much everything. So even brow products. So get your wallet ready because this is going to be a long video and we have some really good recommendations for you guys. And the Sephora VIB sale is coming up, so this is the perfect time to get all these products at a discount. The products that you can get at Sephora, of course. Yeah. And other products you can get at drugstores, and we'll mention where you can get these things from. Yes. So let's just hop right into it. So first product is going to be foundation, and you guys probably would have predicted this if you've been watching our makeup videos for a while. My first one is my Ride or Die NARS Soft Matte Foundation. This foundation is my child. I love this product so much. It's the perfect matte foundation. The texture is super thin and liquidy, and we are people who have used quite a few matte foundations over the years. Yes. You name it, we have used it. Every brand, every texture, every coverage. This one is perfection. Yes. It's super liquidy, it's buildable, so it's like medium to full coverage. And they have an excellent color selection, of course. Yeah. Ours is the Marquise Medium Deep 5. Yes. That's the perfect shade for us. And I like that it oxidizes to like the perfect like skin tone, because when you first put it on, it's nice, but it's a lot warmer as it oxidizes. Yeah. And it gives you like a nice rich skin tone that I really love. And every time I wear this, my makeup lasts so long. Same. It doesn't feel like I'm wearing like goopy cakey foundation that feels super uncomfortable on my skin. Yeah, because some matte foundations can tend to be kind of cakey. Yes. And this one does not do that at all. And I like that it's super blendable, because sometimes with matte foundations, they're kind of hard to move around. But they stick to the skin really fast. Yeah, super fast. But this gives you a lot of playing time to like blend it all over your face and down your neck. And like Kendra said, it's not cakey. It's like has a beautiful like liquidy formulation that I really like. I love the finish. It's like this really soft matte, like the name states, but it's almost like a smooth airbrush finish. Like you have still like a skin-like quality about your skin, but it's not like super like stark. Like it doesn't look like a flat piece of sandpaper, if that makes sense. Because some like matte foundations are just that, they're matte, but your skin doesn't look like skin. This one is like the perfect balance. So I highly recommend this one. Also the packaging, super travel friendly, very lightweight. So I have another NARS foundation here to mention to you guys. This is another one that I reach for a ton. I actually like to mix it with the soft matte one sometimes, depending on how my skin is feeling or how the weather is. But this is the NARS Natural Radiant Long Wear Foundation. I'm obsessed with this stuff. It has a beautiful kind of moussey, liquidy consistency that I really like. And it is full coverage. I like that this is full coverage, but this is a full coverage foundation I feel for like my girls who like a lightweight foundation feel, but you still want full coverage, because sometimes you have to choose between feeling like you got makeup on or just a lightweight foundation that you have to keep building, but it's like a no makeup look. Right. You don't have the full glam look. Exactly. But I feel like this one kind of gives you the best of both worlds. So for this one, I'm in the color D2 New Caledonia. So this tone, oh my gosh, it's perfection on me, like especially when I have a tan. Like after I've come back from vacation, this matches my skin to a T. And I know for us brown girls, sometimes it can be hard to find foundations with the right undertones, because some of us have red undertones, some of us have blue undertones, some of us have neutral undertones. But this one I feel like really matches my skin tone perfectly, especially like my outer portion of my skin. I don't know if I'm the only person that's like this, but like in the center of my face is a little bit lighter, and then around the perimeter I get warmer, especially like when I'm tanned. I guess because like my forehead is large and like the sun hit it right here, so it's a little bit, I get a little bit tan here faster. But this is like the perfect color for me. And they have a really wide range of colors to choose from as well, which is obviously the point of this video, which is super important. So I love the consistency, and like I said, this color is perfection. I do hate that this is in glass because I can't really travel with it that often, but this is my go-to foundation when I'm at home. It's amazing. So next I have a drugstore favorite. This is an oldie but a goodie. I actually haven't used this in years and I just recently started back wanting to use it again. Kendra and I used to use the crap out of this foundation. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless foundation. If you're an OG subscriber, then you know we used to love this. This and the L'Oreal Infallible Matte. But I feel like out of the two, I prefer this one because the consistency is just like more lightweight and easier to blend out. And sometimes the L'Oreal Infallible Matte used to break me out. And the color was a little bit like too rich for me. Like the red undertone was too red. But I feel like this range of colors, like the Maybelline Matte and Poreless, they have more neutral undertones. So they're way easier to match to your skin tone. So this one is in the color 362 Truffle. So that's the color I'm in. So if you've been looking for like a nice matte, lightweight, but still gives great coverage drugstore foundation, I highly recommend the Maybelline Matte and Poreless. So if you're an oily girl, you need to pick this up. It's amazing. I have two more foundations. As you can see, I explore way more with foundations than Kendra does.
Yeah, I don't explore when it comes to foundation because I've been disappointed so many times.
Gotcha.
Which is why the Soft Matte by NARS is my like ride or die. Like we're married.
So another favorite of mine is from one of my favorite makeup brands, and this is the Pat McGrath Labs Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Foundation. So I do have two shades in this, but this one matches me more year round. So this one is in the shade Deep 31. So these are really good if you like a watery foundation. So if you literally like a super watery foundation that blends out super fast, then this one is going to be for you. Because I'm not going to lie, the NARS natural like radiant one is a tad bit thicker than this one. Like I said, it comes out kind of moussey. This one is very watery, so you do have to make sure it doesn't like drip down onto your clothes, or just make sure when you're using this, make sure you're getting ready in a robe or like a shirt you don't care about. The first time I used this, I wasn't ready for how liquidy this was, because even like if I shake it, it sounds watery. You hear it, it sounds very watery. So if you like a more watery consistency type foundation, then you would love this. It has great coverage. I would say this is like medium to full coverage. So you do have to layer this if you want like a full coverage, but it has a beautiful consistency, and I think it's great for summer because it is more lightweight. So I love this packaging. So Pat McGrath Labs is just like top tier like makeup brand in general, is one of my favorites. So this foundation, if you've been curious about getting it, get it during the sale, because I'm not gonna lie, it's not cheap. So get this during the sale. Love this. And then a more recent fave that you guys have heard me talk about, and more recent in 2023. So this is like the newest foundation out of all of these that I've tried. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Foundation. I have not used that many of her foundations. A lot of people have been raving over a ton of her foundations over the past few years, and I didn't gravitate towards any of them because I felt that they wouldn't work for my skin type, which is pretty oily. And most of her foundations and face products to me seem more for people with dry skin. But when I saw this one, I kept seeing so many good reviews on it for like all skin types, oily, combination, and dry. So I was like, I'll give it a try. And when I used it, I was not disappointed. I'm in the color number 14 Neutral. I'm obsessed with this stuff. I've reached for this so many times. As you can see, I have a big dent in it, so I need to get another one. I feel like it has a very like liquidy, creamy consistency. So I feel like it has a very unique texture. It's kind of hard to describe. Like you have to, it's not matte. Like a soft finish, kind of similar to the NARS Creamy Radiant, I would say, as far as the finish. But it's definitely not matte.
So more satiny.
Satin, maybe that's the word I'm looking for. It's more satin. Yeah, this is more of a satin finish, and this is excellent for travel because this is plastic and it's super lightweight, so it won't weigh your bags down. So overall, great foundation. Love this packaging, and I'm obsessed with this stuff. So if you've been curious about the Beautiful Skin Foundation, girl, get your hands on it. You won't regret it.
So next we're moving on to concealers, and I also have a tried and true brand that just works for me, and when something works for me, I do not deviate. I just stick to what I know. So Hourglass is my go-to for concealer. This is the Hourglass Airbrush Vanish Concealer. I love this concealer. I've been using this, I want to say, for like 4 years now. If you guys have seen like my go-to makeup routine video that I did, I want to say like 2 years ago, I used this concealer in that video, and I'm still using it to this day because the finish is absolutely stunning. The name is perfectly titled. Airbrush is the perfect word to describe this concealer because you have like a seamless airbrush, almost doll-like effect when you use this. I love the texture. It's super watery. Kelsey just says it smells like paint, which it does, but
it goes away pretty fast, and I love the formula so much that I didn't even care. That's the thing I do like about all the foundations we mentioned. None of them have a perfumey smell. I hate when face products smell like perfume. Like,
yeah, it's unnecessary.
I want to wear perfume, but not on my face. I think it's really weird to add that in foundations and concealers, and they don't have like a perfumey scent at all. But I love the finish of this. This does dry like super like soft matte. And if you have oily skin, you can honestly skip foundation some days and just use this if you like do multiple colors. This one is my go-to like under eye shade, which is the color Maple. Maple is great for like that brightening effect, and I like it under the eye area in like the T-zone. And then Umber, yes, Umber is the color that I like when I want to do like a less like dramatic effect, when I want it to be like more natural, like everyday kind of makeup. And this is great for blemishes if you're trying to conceal other areas of the face. As you can see, it is darker, and Maple is slightly lighter. So these two colors are my go-to, but I was using Maple for a while before I got put onto Umber. Umber was an accidental find when they ran out of Maple in the store, so I just ended up buying this one and realized I really like this shade as well. So if they're out of Maple, then I will just get this one. So it's good to find multiple shades that you like, just in case they're out of stock in one. When it comes to concealer, because both of these are phenomenal, and like I said, the finish is just top notch. And this one tube lasts me quite a while, so I haven't even opened this one yet because I've had like my other one for so long. And like I said, it's full coverage. This is not like a super like liquidy like buildable concealer. This is a full coverage concealer, so once you like start applying it, you're going to like see all the imperfections like disappear, like blemishes, discoloration, whatever you're trying to conceal. This formula is fantastic to cover up, so love this. Okay, so my first concealer I'm gonna mention is the Fenty Beauty concealers. These are her Pro Filter concealers. So I know she has new ones that she just came out with, but I prefer the formulation of these because I feel like these are more full coverage. So if you're a full coverage girly, I highly recommend going for these. I always buy my concealers in twos. I have no idea why, just because I like to sometimes mix them. Also just because I like to get a tad bit lighter color than my skin tone for my under eye sometimes, because I do like sometimes a brighter under eye. So that's also why I like to buy my concealers in twos. So for these, I always get the colors 430. And then the lighter color that I get is 385. So these are so blendable, so full coverage. I love the consistency of these. They're not too lightweight either, because some concealers I feel like they're so lightweight to the point where you blend them in, then they blend away. Yes. I'm like, okay, that was a waste. But these have great coverage. So I'm obsessed with these. Like I said, they are full coverage. When they say Pro Filter, they do filter out your under eyes. So if you have really deep set bags, or if you have dark under eyes, this is a really good concealer that actually covers it. So I highly recommend the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter concealers. So another brand that I discovered that I really like their concealers are the Morphe Filter Effect concealers. I found these in Ulta, and for the longest time I kept forgetting that Morphe was in Ulta. And when I saw these, I was like, these look like they would be nice. And I kept hearing good things about them as far as like more lightweight concealers. So these are great for like every day, like if you're not wanting a more like full coverage beat face. These are great for every day because they're so light. They're super liquidy, very lightweight, but they actually do a good job at coverage. So I do have two colors. I have the color Rich 30 and then Rich 26. But if you prefer like full coverage, then these might not be for you. These are more, like I said, more of a lightweight consistency, no makeup look type. So they're more buildable. Yeah, way more buildable. Not for the girls who need like full coverage every day. These are for the girls who don't like full coverage. So almost like a tinted concealer. Maybe. I love the consistency of these. They're just completely different than the Fenty ones I just mentioned because they're like so light, but they still serve their purpose. Another lightweight concealer brand that I'm obsessed with is the Cover FX Power Play concealers. I love that they call these Power Play because you can play with them on your face. They don't dry super fast, and they give really good coverage. So these are a hybrid between the two that I just mentioned. So these are lightweight, but they also give a really good amount of coverage. I did use these in my most recent makeup video, my current go-to makeup. I used these and you guys saw they're amazing. They blend out beautifully, and these colors are like perfect for my skin tone. So I like to use the colors G Deep 2 and G Deep 3. So these are beautiful. They have the most beautiful neutral undertones. They're not too yellow, because sometimes if something is too yellow, I feel like it doesn't blend that well. But these have beautiful undertones. The Cover FX Power Play concealers, if you haven't tried them, you need to get your hands on them. I love them. So then my last concealer is from Juvia's Place, and these are the I Am Magic concealers. I love this concealer. This is a full coverage concealer. So this is not like super light like the Morphe one that I just mentioned. This one is full coverage. This is excellent if you love that beat face type finish. And this is another really good brand that you can also find at Ulta, and they used to not be at Ulta, so that's super convenient that you don't like have to only get them online now. But these are great if you're a full coverage girly. So this is not for my no makeup girlies. These are great for full coverage if you're covering up dark spots, hyperpigmentation. Really good for that. I'm in the color number 12. So this is a really good color for me, like under the eyes. It does have a little bit of a yellow undertone, which I typically don't like. But this one, like once it oxidizes into the skin, the yellow kind of just goes away, which I really like. And I love how fat this packaging is. This is a very fat, big concealer. So these last you a good while. So I hardly have to repurchase these that often because these are so large. And very inexpensive as well, I might add. These are between, I feel like, high-end and drugstore prices. So Juvia's Place is really good as well as far as price range. They're kind of like in between. Okay, so the next category is gonna be bronzers, and this was a step I used to skip a long time ago in my makeup routine that I absolutely need. Like the past few years, I feel like it's a game changer for like the overall look of my makeup look. Well, you also used to skip them because no one made bronzers dark enough for our skin tones. That too. But Fenty hit a home run again with her bronzers. These Sunstalker bronzers are absolutely incredible. You're going to feel like a sun goddess in the sun. Even in the winter time with bronzer on, you're gonna feel like it's literally 90 degrees outside because you just look so amazing and glowing. Sun-kissed. And sun-kissed. But the color Mocha Mami is where it's at when it comes to like an everyday, it's buildable enough to like amp it up when it comes to like the warmth you want to add to your face if you want to like balance out your skin. If anything, I don't feel like you have to build it up because it's very rich. Well, it's very rich, but it's also blendable to the point where you can kind of get like a brush with nothing on it and blend it away. Like it's not stuck to your skin. Yeah. Because some products, I'm like, dang it, I messed it up. But this is very like easy to work with. That's why I love this one so much. And the warmth in it gives you like this richness to your skin. Every time I wear this, I get complimented, what bronzer are you wearing every single time? And this Mocha Mami, like tone of this one is very rich and you just look like really beautiful and sun-kissed. But I also like it to contour sometimes, and I'll just concentrate in one area. So even though this is a warmer color, it's not too warm to the point where you can't define your face, at least for me. So I do both with this one. It just depends on what kind of brush you use with it. I just like how rich these are, and I like the like powder consistency. I like that they don't have an oil base because I used to love the Guerlain bronzer one, the terracotta one. The color was beautiful and I love the finish, but I'm not gonna lie, like by the end of the day I was super oily because that one did have oils in them. I like that hers are nice and matte and nice and powdery, and they don't make you look oily. So I love the consistency of these two, and like Kendra said, this Mocha Mami color is just so rich and beautiful. So this is great if you prefer like a red undertone type bronzer. It's very rich and beautiful. But I also love Coco Naughty. So I reach for Coco Naughty a lot as well if like I'm doing like an everyday makeup look, like a more softer, like less intense look. So Coco Naughty I feel like is a really good color if you don't want something that's as rich as Mocha Mami, because Mocha Mami is, yes, it's very intense, but this one is more understated to me than Mocha Mami. So as you can see, mine has a dent in it, so I've used this one quite a bit. So I love Coco Naughty, and I also like to mix it sometimes with the Mocha Mami. So these are actually beautiful together as well. I'm sure she intended that, like she wanted you to probably mix some of them. Yeah. And I have one more bronzer to mention. I'm not gonna lie, there's not a lot of bronzers in this video just because there aren't as many made for our skin tone. I'm not gonna lie, but when you find a good bronzer for your skin tone as a brown girl, you just keep using it, keep repurchasing it. This one is from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and this is the powder bronzer in the color Mahogany. So Kendra actually put me onto this one because, yes. think I found this out of town. We were in Sephora, like another Sephora out of town, and Kendra was like, oh, I've used that bronzer before, it's really good. And this color is beautiful. It's very rich as well. So this is kind of like an in-between for me of these two colors.
Okay.
So these are like in between Mocha Mami and Coco Naughty. So Mahogany from Anastasia is a beautiful, beautiful color. This one is super powdery as well. It's almost kind of like a cream bronzer mixed with a powder bronzer. So a very unique consistency and formulation. So I love these. Very buildable and blendable, which is very important when it comes to bronzer, because some bronzers you put on your face and you can't get them off.
That's why I said, like other ones, I'm like, oh, I'm stuck looking like this. Unless you like take it off.
Yeah. Yeah, this one has a beautiful consistency and it's super easy to work with. So love that about this one. Okay, so next briefly, I'm gonna mention setting powder. I only have one to mention in this video because I have tried so many setting powders. I've used the Morphe setting powder, I've used the Hourglass setting powders, I've used the Fenty Beauty setting powders. Most of them do not work for me and I'm still oily by the end of the day. I've used the banana one. I hated that one. So many people love the banana setting powder.
Yeah,
I didn't really like that one. This one from Laura Mercier, I've been using for so long and it's a reason that I always go back to it. I don't know what it is about these, but these are the only ones that keep me less oily longer throughout the day. Because I'm not gonna lie, I still get oily no matter what.
True.
But this one keeps me matte the longest. And specifically this one, their color translucent medium deep. This is great for my brown girls if you don't like translucent powder.
Yeah.
Specifically the medium deep one from Laura Mercier is beautiful.
If you have oily skin.
Yes. So if you're a dry skin girl, you might not like this.
Yeah.
But if you're oily, you're gonna love this. So I'm obsessed with the formulation, obsessed with the finish. It has like very fine consistency because I can't stand when translucent powders, like they just get stuck there and you have to like,
yeah, very fine.
Blend them away. Super easy to work with. It's great if you like to press your powder in. It's great if you like to sweep your powder away. It's just very like versatile. So I love a versatile powder. I like a powder that doesn't have flashback when you take pictures.
Yes.
That's this one, especially the medium deep shade. Really great for that.
Yes, you don't look like Casper.
Right, because that's the issue I would have with a lot of the other powders. They would have flashback or they would feel cakey under my eyes, like uncomfortable.
Yeah.
This one doesn't feel like that. Because I'm not gonna lie, sometimes my under eyes do feel kind of dry from some powders. This one does not do that. So that's why I'm so picky with like translucent powders, because the under eye area is such a like noticeable area, especially the older you get, like any fine lines. Either your translucent powder can make your makeup or it can break your makeup.
So true.
So I just feel like this one is just a tried and true and I will never stop using it.
Yes.
So
as you can see, I don't even have mine here. It's gone. I've been using Kelsey's.
she has. She's been waiting on that sale.
I know, I'm waiting on the sale.
I have the mini one, I have the big one. And by the way, if you're looking for packaging that looks like this, it doesn't always look like this. This is just a limited edition packaging. It usually doesn't have these little swirls on it.
So now we're going to talk about blush, which I love just as much as I love bronzer. It just adds so much to the makeup look, especially when you're not doing much on the eyes. I feel like blush just makes it look more fun, looks like you cared, and it makes your face look less flat.
Yeah.
So this one from MAC is phenomenal. This Raisin shade is like the perfect peachy, like warm, pinky color. Like it's like if peach and mauve were, you know, blended together.
Yeah, this is their child.
This is their child. This is gorgeous. It's like that go-to, like super pigmented MAC formula. You only need a tiny bit, and this is the only one that I've had for maybe 2-3 years now, because I don't need a lot of blush. I don't go through a lot. And this powder blush specifically has like the perfect, most gorgeous like matte finish, while still giving you like a natural, you know, look. It doesn't look like Miss Piggy.
Clowny. Yeah, I was about to say puppety.
That's also the color too. That's why this Raisin shade I love, because I was not into blush for a long time because I thought it would make me look like Miss Piggy. Like I was like, I don't want to look too like, you know,
can take it serious.
Yes, I'm like, I look ridiculous. So I knew I had to find the perfect shade for me.
Right.
Then I would fall in love with blush, and this one, Raisin by MAC, is the best. I love it.
Yeah, I love it too. So I have another blush to mention. Technically this is considered a bronzer, but it looks like a blush to me. This is from Becca, and this is their Sunlight bronzer in the color Maui Nights, but this is clearly a blush. I mean, look at the shade. So this is a beautiful, beautiful like
kind of warm, peachy
rose.
Rose.
It's like the perfect rose.
It's like a perfect peachy rose color. So I do have it on today. And this one in particular also has a nice sheen to it. So this is kind of like a highlighter and a blush in one. So I'm wearing it today. It's beautiful. So I reach for this when I don't feel like packing a separate highlighter and a separate blush. And I just pack this. It's such a go-to for me. Like I said, it has a beautiful, like, smooth finish that's not chalky, because I can't stand chalky blushes. Sometimes that's what gives people a Miss Piggy look if you are using chalky blushes. So make sure your blush has like a nice, smooth, satin finish to it. So this one is like that, and it blends into the skin beautifully, and I'm obsessed. So this Maui Nights Sunlit Bronzer from Becca, it makes for a great blush for darker skin tones.
So next category, we're going to talk about highlighters. And I used to be huge into highlighters. I used to have like 10 in my collection. But when we had like a massive makeup declutter in this beauty room like a couple of years ago, I told myself that I was not going to be going through a bunch of highlighters because you just take forever to go through them. And this one made the cut to stay. And it's this Dior Backstage Glow Face Palette. And the color bronze one, this is the 01 Universal one, because they have two separate palettes, and this is the 01 Universal one. And this color right here specifically,
Oh, that's pretty.
is absolutely stunning. It's the bronze one, but for a darker skin tone, it's the perfect highlighter. It's like this deep bronzy goldy color. It's very like rich, like deep gold on the skin, because obviously it looks darker in the pan. But I'm wearing it today, and I think it gives like the most gorgeous sheen.
It almost looks wet.
Yes, it's like, also too, I apply it with a brush first, and then I dab it in with my fingers too.
Oh, smart.
To like warm it up.
Makes it more skin-like.
Yes. So this one is absolutely gorgeous, and I did mix a tiny bit of the gold one underneath, the gold one here, on top of that as well. So I do like to mix them sometimes, but these two together are gorgeous, but this one by itself is just as pretty. So even though I don't use these two shades because they're useless to me, these are that worth it that I will buy this whole palette again when these are gone. Because the sheen that you get from it is super pretty. It doesn't look like too in your face glowy to the point where you're gonna like blind the person in front of you, you know. I like a highlighter that still gives a nice sheen.
That looks like skin almost.
That doesn't look like over the top. So I love the Dior Backstage 01 Universal palette. So good.
So my next highlighter is actually a collab from Becca and Smashbox, and I didn't even realize until I had to go relook on Sephora because I thought it was just Becca, but this is one of their collaborations with Smashbox, and this is one of their shimmering skin perfectors. So I've loved these for years just because the consistency is super like buttery. Like these are one of the most buttery highlighters
pigmented.
I've used, extremely pigmented. But this one in particular is in the color Chocolate Geode. I don't know if I'm saying the name right, but we'll have everything in the description box. But this color is perfect for my brown girl. And I think it's so funny that the name of this color is Chocolate Geode because it's perfect for chocolate, beautiful skin tones. So it's a very like penny-like color.
It does
almost like a penny. So it's like copper mixed with gold makes penny. So that is how I would describe this color. Like I said, it's a beautiful buttery consistency. Like these are so freaking buttery. Like they feel amazing on the skin. Also gives you a skin-like finish that is so gorgeous. And sometimes I like to use this on my inner tear ducts as well if I don't feel like packing like an eyeshadow. So I love products that are multi-useful for me, especially when I'm packing them to go out of town or something, because you can bring less products. So like I said, these are a very unique like formulation of powder highlighters, because some people prefer like a liquid highlight, but I prefer like a buttery powder highlighter just because they're easier to use. And I feel like liquid highlighters, sometimes they are harder to blend out and kind of mess up my base, which is annoying. So that's why I just prefer a powder highlighter. And then a more recent highlighter fave of mine is this one from Charlotte Tilbury, and this is her Rose Gold Glow Highlighter. And I had never used these before, but I actually picked this one up in store and I saw this sample and I was like, that is so pretty, because I don't have a ton of rose gold highlighters just because I don't like how they look on my skin, to be honest. But I love how this one looks. I'm actually wearing it today. So this with that Maui Nights, that gives this. So yes, so very skin-like, very soft, gorgeousness. They don't feel super glittery. I hate glittery highlighters. I'm like, what is this?
That's why I like the Dior ones, because they have like a sheen.
More fine. Yeah, more sheeny. Yeah, I like that. So this one gives that as well. It's not super grainy. Another annoying thing about highlighters, some highlighters that I've tried in the past. So this one has a beautiful finish and I'm obsessed with it. Love this one by Charlotte Tilbury.
Okay, so next is a very, very important step, and we're going to talk about brows. And my go-to brand for brow products is going to be Benefit. These Precisely brow pencils from Benefit have been my go-to for years and years, and in particular the shade number 4. And shades 4, 5, and 6 are going to be like your go-to depending on how intense you like your brows, but 4 is perfect for me. It's like a warm, deep brown, which I love because I think the number 6 one will be too dark, because that's a literal like black pencil, and this one is a dark brown, which I love. And I love how fine these are, how skinny, so you can literally do like little strokes and like create little like hairs that aren't really hairs on the brows. So I love how skinny these are. I used to be a huge fan of the Anastasia ones, which are really good, but I feel like I would go through those too fast. I almost feel like the pencil inside was like too little product.
Yeah.
And I was repurchasing them more often, and these I don't have to repurchase as much, so I feel like there's more pencil in this one.
And these are a tad bit more pigmented than the Anastasia
Yes, the
ones.
Anastasia ones I have to like do the strokes too hard. Yes, these are super easy to work with. Like the softest little stroke will give you pigment. You don't need to like dig into your brows to get the color to come through, because these are super pigmented, which is also why I think they last a little bit longer, because you have to use less product. And like I just love how skinny it is, because you get like a nice precise natural brow. It doesn't look like Sharpie brows. And I love that it has a spoolie at the end, which is also essential if you don't have like a separate spoolie in your brush collection. This is a go-to for travel when I forget like my other little brush that I like with like it has a tip to like conceal my brows, like to highlight my brows, like when I want to define them. But this spoolie addition is a plus. So if you're looking for a good brow product, try Benefit, because I do know a lot of people have not tried them yet, and they've been around for years. And this Precisely My Brow Pencil is the best of the best in my opinion, because every time I use these on my brows, somebody asks, oh my gosh, what brow product do you have on your brows? And it's always this one every time I get compliments.
So I'm completely out of those, so I need to get some more during the sale.
Gotcha.
But the 2 I've been using in the meantime, I've actually been very impressed with. So the first one is from Charlotte Tilbury, and this is their Brow Cheat brow pencils. So I'm in the color black brown. So this is a perfect like chocolatey brown for my brows, because I don't like black eyebrow pencils. They just are way too harsh to me, and you can get like a good color payoff to me with a nice chocolate dark brown
Still
pencil.
defined.
Right, because we dye our hair black, like our hair is black, but just because you have black hair doesn't necessarily mean you need to use a black eyebrow pencil. So a dark brown one is like the way to go for me. And again, this also has really good packaging, nice spoolie at the end. This one is also very fine, but this one is at an angle. So this is an angled brow pencil that is very fine and small as well. So I love this. So this is, to me, any fine like one like Kendra just mentioned, or this one, to me is more for if you're an experienced brow girl, like if you're experienced in filling in your brows.
Think so?
Because you have to do a little bit more work with the smaller one to me. But they're amazing for in the front, for like the little strokes Kendra was talking about, so you don't make it look too harsh. Now, if you are a beginner, I would say reach for a chunkier brow pencil like this one. This is also from Charlotte Tilbury, but this is her Brow Lift. So this is the Brow Cheat, and this is the Brow Lift eyebrow pencil, and this is also in the color black brown, but this one is larger. So this is also at an angle.
Yeah, that does look easier for somebody.
Yeah,
Don't know what they're doing.
This one is fatter, so this one is gonna cover more space faster.
Okay.
So you don't have to be like in the mirror like this with the like smaller one.
Gotcha.
Because these are if you're experienced in filling in your brows, but if you're a beginner, then a fatter one is going to be better for you. And also if you know have bad eyesight, a bigger one is going to also help you out a little bit.
Okay.
So yeah, the Brow Lift and the Brow Cheat are just really good ones. Sometimes I use both of them. So these are really good brow pencils.
Okay, so next category is lip pencils. These are crucial to the perfect lip combo. No matter what lip product we mention in this video, these are optional except this step. You need a chocolate lip pencil in your makeup collection. It's just essential for every brown girl who wants to have a gorgeous lip combo situation going. You're gonna get complimented, and if you don't have it, then you're missing out. So the first one I have is from Kat Von D, and this is the color Crucifix. This is her chocolate brown from her lip liners, so it's like a lip crayon, but these retractable ones I love because you don't have to sharpen them. And they're super creamy, almost like a lipstick in pencil form. That's how creamy they are. And like it just gives you like the perfect like comfortable fit around the lips where you don't feel like it's too skinny, because I do feel like some lip pencils are a little too skinny for like larger lips, right? And it takes you a lot longer to line them. So I like how this one's slightly fatter than some other like lip pencils, so I enjoy this one a lot. Super comfortable. I love a creamy lip pencil. Me too. I can't stand like feel like I'm scratching my lips. No thank you. And I like a creamy one that doesn't bleed. Yes. Because sometimes you have to choose between like a dry lip pencil that stays and then a creamy one that bleeds. But yeah, these don't bleed. This one doesn't bleed, so it's perfect if you're looking for a go-to like dark chocolate. This is like a deep chocolate lip pencil. Like you can barely you can tell next to my hair that it's chocolate. It's like the perfect deep chocolate lip pencil. Very rich. Yeah, very rich. It pairs fantastic with pretty much any like peach, mauve, rose lipstick, all glosses. It looks super pretty with, so love this one. Okay, so the chocolate one that I've been using the crap out of is from Buxom actually, and this one is more of a neutral chocolate. So the one Kendra just mentioned is more of a rich chocolate, like more of like a red undertone, just like very rich chocolate. This is more of like a milk chocolate. Okay. And this is their Power line in the color Creamy Chocolate, and it's also larger. So this is a larger one, so great for, you know, beautiful big lips. It kind of looks similar to the brow pencil I just showed. Yeah, it's like angled. Yeah, it's angled. So it's not just like rounded. So this is angled, so it fits perfectly around the lips. So I love these. I got this in PR and I didn't even know they had a chocolate lip pencil that was this fat. So it's very big and it's lasted me a very long time. I've had this one for so long and I still have a lot of product left. So I like that Buxom gives you a ton of product, because some of these brands, it'd be like, you know, a ½ inch of product in it. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? But not half the price. Right, I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this? So yeah, these Power line and lip pencils from Buxom are really, really great in this creamy chocolate. It's definitely a must to have in my collection. So next I have the Makeup by Mario lip pencil in the shade Jeff. I'm obsessed with this one. Kelsey put me on to the Makeup by Mario like lip pencils in general, but the color Jeff is the brown one in his collection and I absolutely love it. You do have to sharpen this one, but when you sharpen it, it's like the perfect, beautiful chocolate brown. Very similar to Crucifix, it's just in a pencil form. And I do love that this one does last a little bit longer. Like it's less creamy, but like Kelsey was saying, like the ones that are like too like hard, like that it feels like you're scraping your lips. The matte ones. This is in the matte family, but it doesn't have like that drying feeling. So I do love that this one is matte. It's slightly less creamy than the Kat Von D one. So if you're looking for one like that's a little bit more like stick to the lips faster, you're gonna like this formula. But if you love a creamier lip pencil, then get Kat Von D. It's like a hybrid to me between the Kat Von D and MAC. Yes, it's the hybrid, because MAC is too drying sometimes, and then sometimes some of Kat Von D's are like on the creamier side. I do like Kat Von D's with glosses though. But if you're gonna go for like a liquid lipstick, go for the Makeup by Mario, because these pair really well with liquid lipsticks. If you're gonna do a gloss, you can do a gloss with both of them, but these pair really well with glosses. Yeah. So speaking of the Makeup by Mario Ultra Suede Sculpting Lip Pencils, y'all already know Chris is my favorite, my go-to color. I use this when I'm using lip gloss. I use this when I'm using a clear gloss. I use this when I'm using liquid lipstick. I've just been using the crap out of this. This is the perfect like rose chocolate mauve color. So I've gone through at least 3 or 4 of these already, and that's a record for me because I don't go through lip liners that often. Because chocolate ones I will go through very often, but it was very hard for me to find like a dark rose, because I used to love Mahogany by NYX. But this one is slightly richer in color than that one. So this was like heaven sent for me. Like I had been looking for this type of color for forever. And this looks pretty by itself if you just want to fill your lips all the way in and then put like a clear gloss on. So I actually have this on today with just lip gloss. I'm not even wearing lipstick. So this is such a beautiful shade. It's great for like everyday type look. And it's great for like a going out type look. It's just a very versatile color. So that's also why I like this color for our skin tones, because it's just very versatile. So the next category is gonna be liquid lipsticks, and the first one I have here is from Maybelline, and this is their Superstay Matte Ink liquid lipsticks in the color Amazonian. This is a gorgeous terracotta color, and just in particular, like not just this brand, but specifically like a terracotta peach tone is gonna look so good on us. I'm telling y'all, it's a game changer when you're not into like the pinks or like the peaches or the roses. Terracotta is like that perfect middle ground. It's like chocolate mixed with peach mixed with a hint of pink. Like it goes perfectly with our skin tone. And this one I pair with so many different things and it always looks so good. It's like the perfect like brownie terracotta color. You can also add like a slightly lighter nude color in the middle if you want to like lighten it up a little bit, but by itself is perfection. I love it for the fall time. Super pretty, like deep rich like peachy terracotta color. I remember when we were in Napa and every time I wore this, Kelsey kept asking, what lip combo is that? What is that? And every time I was wearing this. So this, which pencil were you wearing with it? I was wearing Crucifix. Oh, okay. So a chocolate brown lip pencil with this, perfection. I love the finish of these two, because even though these say matte ink, the Superstay ones, these have a very like satin finish where you can still like move your lips around. It doesn't feel like super like dry and it doesn't leave the lines. This is still like a smooth, like nice finish. Still moisturized though, like your lips before. But it's not super like drying. So I do love that this finish is matte, but it's not like drying. So I also have a shade from that exact line from Maybelline, the Superstay Matte Ink ones, but I have the color Fighter. So I've been using this color for probably 4 or 5 years, maybe 4 or 5 years. So this one is more on the orangey side, not even orange. It's like a brown color. It's almost brown. So it's like a orangey coppery brown. I know that sounds weird for your lips, but this is so pretty with the chocolate brown lip pencil. And like Kendra said, this is also on like the folly side, but this is also great if you just prefer these tones for your lips. So pretty, like so unique, just a very unique shade. Like Kendra said, it's almost like a light chocolate. So you are right, it's kind of like a light chocolate, but this is great for like a rich lip, like a really rich lip for like a super like intense, kind of like a hazelnut color. Oh yeah, I guess you're right, it is kind of hazelnut. But I like this with any eye look. I like this for like a smoky eye, I like this for like a soft eye. This pairs great, like it like gives great contrast with like gold eyeshadow as well, like a lighter gold. So I just love how this looks when I do like a warm makeup look versus like a cool tone makeup look. So this is excellent if you're like a warm eyeshadow type girl. This pairs great with that. So next, two of my favorite more like mauvey nudie colors are both from Huda Beauty. So these are the Huda Beauty liquid matte lipsticks, and I have two colors that I always reach for. So the first one is Spice Girl. So Spice Girl is going to be a deeper nude. So this one is like almost like cinnamon mixed with mauve mixed with rose. Yes, a little rose in there. So this is a beautiful dark mauve color. This is the perfect nude for darker skin tones, and I've used a lot of liquid lipsticks. I've tested out a ton. These are very moussey. They feel very comfortable on the lips. That's super important for me with liquid lipsticks because some of them are so freaking drying. Like I know it needs to stay all day, but do my lips literally have to feel like they're finna fall off my face? These are super comfortable on the lips, and like I said, this color is just very unique, and these smell bomb too. And the other color that I always reach for as well, this one is called Trendsetter. So this one is more on the like light peachy side. So if you are more of a like peachy nudie type girl, you're gonna love Trendsetter. So this one will also pair well with any of the chocolate lip pencils that we just mentioned. Beautiful. And last but not least, I'm going to talk about some red liquid lipsticks that I think every brown girl needs in her collection. If you like red lipstick and you want to wear a good like red combo, start with a chocolate brown. I always start with a chocolate brown lip pencil like around the perimeter, and I like to fill it in slightly halfway in my lips, and then I'll put the red in the middle, and it blends really beautifully. Depends on how bright or how like dark you want your red. So the first one, this one is from MAC, and I absolutely love it. These are the MAC, what are these? The ones that come in this tube, liquid lipsticks. I forgot the name, but it will be linked down below. This one is the color Ruby Pew, not Ruby Woo, so spelled P-H-E-W. It's pretty similar to Ruby Woo, which is like a gorgeous, perfect, like bright red that's like on the cherry side. It's like a cherry red. I absolutely love this one. Super bright, but if you apply it by itself, it's gonna be kind of bam in your face. That's why I recommended the chocolate brown underneath, because it's gonna be like the perfect balance. I need a red in my collection. You guys know I love red lipstick, especially on vacation and during the holidays. So the next one, I also have a Huda Beauty one from the same line that Kelsey mentioned, the liquid matte, and this is in the color Heartbreaker. This one is just as bright as the MAC one, but it has like a slightly, it has a blue undertone, like a blue undertone than this one, if you guys can tell. But I love them both. They always blend really beautifully with my brown lip pencils, and that is the key to my red lip combos. If you guys are wondering, these two I wear the most. Obviously you can get the regular Ruby Woo color because it's just as pretty as this one, but I was recommended this one when we were at the MAC counter at the time, and I absolutely love this one. And the formula of this one is really nice. This one is obviously a little bit more matte, surprisingly, and this one is a more like satiny finish. And again, please moisturize your lips. Do not be wearing red lipstick with crusty lips because it's not gonna look cute. You want like a nice moisturized smooth lip with a red lip because it's gonna look bomb. Okay, so next, moving on to lip glosses. I have one to mention that I think is perfect for our skin tones. So, oh, is that the same one? So this is from one of my favorite brands, like I mentioned earlier. This is from Pat McGrath, and this is her Luster lip glosses in the color Flesh 6. So this Flesh 6 color is perfect. I'm actually wearing it today. This is almost like a full coverage lip gloss. I'm wearing it today. It's not sheer, it's not a sheen. This is an actual colored gloss. It's very pigmented. So the color you see in the tube is the color you're gonna see on your lips. Yeah, it's not like a undertone of the color. It's a pigmented gloss. Yes. These are so buttery, they don't feel so like slimy and gross on the lips. Not sticky. So with a lot of pigmented glosses, I notice sometimes they can be kind of slimy and not as like smooth and like seamless. But this one, you don't get that icky, slimy feeling, and it's definitely not sticky. It's super creamy. It's like buttery almost. Yeah. It's like a buttery, like smooth texture, like when you like push your lips together. Yeah. And I actually really love other shades from this line, but the Flesh 6 one is perfection. Yes. Like Kelsey said, it's literally like the perfect lip color when you don't want to do like lipstick or liquid lipstick. Yeah, you can just do this with lip liner and you're done. This is all I have on today. Crisp by Makeup by Mario in this. So pretty. That's it. I love this. So my next gloss color is from Buxom, and this is in the shade Hot Toddy. But these are technically not called their lip glosses. They're called lip creams for some reason. But yes, full on lip cream, but this is a lip gloss, and Hot Toddy is by far my favorite one. It has like this perfect like peachy pink tone to it, and I also love like the minty feeling that it gives your lips. It has like a gorgeous gorgeous glossy finish, and this is the kind of gloss where the longer you wear it, the glossier your lips look. So of course it's gonna look glossy when you first put it on, but like when you take a double take like 2 minutes later, your lips are reflective. Like but I love that because y'all know I'm a gloss girl. I will forever love gloss forever and ever. And this one I've been wearing for years and years. If you guys have been here back in the day, you know this gloss is my obsession. So I absolutely love Hot Toddy. You need it if you need like a peachier gloss. I've mixed it with a ton of other things, which is why it looks slightly different, but this is in the peach family. So if you're looking for a peach gloss, then Hot Toddy is your go-to because it mixes really well with a lot of stuff. And then last but not least, when it comes to glosses, I'm gonna mention this Hourglass Glossy Balm. These are perfection for the girls who don't like lip products at all. Like if you just feel like you don't want to wear a lip gloss, a lipstick, even a lip liner, these are absolutely amazing. So this is in the color Haze, And this is like the perfect like rosy mauve color.
So pigmented.
Super pretty, extremely pigmented, but still has like enough of like that glossy sheen where it's like your lips but better kind of look. It has like a really like natural finish. It doesn't look too lipsticky.
Right.
If that makes sense.
I like these because you can wear these with makeup and without makeup.
Yes. So they're more practical than an actual like lipstick or lip gloss. And like Kelsey said, super shiny of a gloss finish, but very like natural looking. Love these. They have so many different colors, but Haze is by far the best one in my opinion. Is like a pretty like brownie mauve color. Super gorgeous. It's like in the rose family if you like those. So I highly recommend that you try these. And again, they feel super soft and buttery on the lips. You can mix them with lip pencils like Kelsey said, or alone. And I like to keep these in my purse just to like slap on my lips without a mirror. Like you can literally apply this with no mirror and it'll still look good. And then last but not least, I have a couple of eyeshadow palettes to mention to you guys. It was a little tricky for me to pick eyeshadow palettes that actually are not discontinued. Because most of the ones I was gonna mention, they don't even sell anymore. Mine too.
But when I was looking at my eyeshadow palette drawer, I was like, I used to use the crap out of these, and I feel like I used to pick them up the most, especially like 3 or 4 years ago, and they actually still sell them. I'm not gonna lie, most of my eyeshadow palettes, they don't sell anymore. But they still sell these, and I love the crap out of these. So both of these are from Juvia's Place. So I'll mention this one first. This is the Nubian palette. Again, you can find these at Ulta, or you can order them online, but this is one of my favorite palettes from them. It has pretty much every color you'll ever need if you're a neutral eyeshadow girl. And these have the most beautiful pigmented finish. They're not chalky, they're not drying. They blend out super beautifully as well, and they go on super pigmented. So you do need to just dab them just a little bit, because if you pick up too much, then you're gonna have to, you know, be blending for dear life, because they're that pigmented. I use this one the most, as you can see, probably this like penny coppery color. Ugh. So gorgeous. I like to mix it with this one right here. So if you happen to see the Nubian palette in Ulta, you need to pick it up. It's amazing. And then I think this one came out after this one, if I'm not mistaken, but when I saw just the packaging alone, I was like, this is gorgeous. I just want this in my collection. This is the Warrior palette, and I gravitated towards this one mainly because my name means warrior. Kelsey means warrior, so I thought that was pretty cool. But the tones in here are so beautiful and warm. So these are more in the warm tones family. I feel like this one has warm and cool tones, but if you strictly only like warm eyeshadow colors, this is gonna be perfect for you. The only thing in this one I wish it had a like richer chocolate brown, because this chocolate brown is a little too on the gray side in my opinion, and I usually don't like a chocolatey gray color. I like a more red undertone chocolate in my eyeshadow palettes. That's why I would suggest using the Mocha Mami bronzer as an eyeshadow, because I've done that very often. This is a fantastic crease color. It is. I slap it in my crease. Define the orbital bone a little. I slap it in my crease a lot of the times, like especially out of town, because I usually only pack that. Same. And I'm like, I ain't got no eyeshadow, use bronzer. Right, exactly. But this is so pretty. I'm obsessed with this color up here. It's my favorite one. So this is just a nice warm neutral palette that I feel like anybody that loves warm tones would love. So the Warrior palette from Juvia's Place, one of my all-time faves. It's stunning. Okay guys, so that wraps up this video. We know it was a little on the longer side. We hope you're still here. We will have every product linked in the description box, and let us know what are some of your favorite like go-to makeup products. If you're a brown girl, let us know what suits your skin tone the best. Help out some other girls in the comments who are looking for some really good products. This is a helping channel. We love recommending favorites that are actually effective and actually make us look even more amazing than we already do. So thank you guys so much for watching. We will see you guys in the next one.